Good evening, my lovelies. What it do, what it do, what it do. This Miss Yaakov, a.k.a. the Virgo Goddess, a.k.a. the Messenger. Miss Yaakov always have a message for you, but it's up to you to discern what Miss Yaakov is trying to say. Remember, I'm just the outsider looking into your world, seeing things that you just don't see, okay? But listen, I'm going to get right into this because this is very, very concerning and disturbing. The name of this video is called Christians Aren't Ready for the Rapture. They all will be left behind. Let me just say this. I was watching a young lady that I used to work with in New York. And her name is Tavanya Ross. Tavanya Ross, okay? I listen to her sometimes. I don't never really like nothing or comment too much because people get too big-headed and they let the internet pump them up. You know, a lot of people is internet famous and they let this little fake reality get to their head. So I really don't be liking or commenting. I hear them and see what they're talking about, if I can take something along the way or whatever the case may be. So I was listening to her and she was talking about her little fake spiritual journey or her journey with the so-called Lord or whatever she's talking about. So I just decided to comment and give her a FYI that, you know, time is winding down. Time is winding down. It's about to be, this whole earth is under judgment. It's about to be a new heaven and new earth, okay? And the new earth is going to be new creation, which means the soul. The soul, the spirit, the soul. It's not going to be no physical bodies on a new earth and a new heaven. You know what I'm saying? So I gave her a few scriptures. Isaiah 65 to 17. And a couple of scriptures in Ecclesiastes 1 to 11. A couple of those scriptures. And I tried to tell her out of love and out of concern because I want to see people make it. I want to see people make it into the new earth. I want to see people transition to have part of living because life is worth living. I don't know about nobody else, but I love to live. I love to live. I love to be healthy and I love to live. That's why all the stuff that I used to do, I don't do anymore. You see what I'm saying? I started taking this journey real serious. Nothing never happens overnight. No, right? But you got to be in a process of trying to change. Little bit here, a little bit there, a little bit here, a little bit there until it's all gone. You see what I'm saying? And so that's what basically this is. So anyway, I left her with that. And also it was a form of offering her salvation because, listen, they're under the Roman law. They're under the Roman law with the Catholics and all this stuff that's going on with them Sunday worship and idolatry and just all this stuff. So she doesn't know that message that I sent to her was a form of offering her salvation. She needed to make a detour from Paul's letters, which is the Roman law, and come back under the Levitical priesthood, under the Torah, because it's going to be the new Jerusalem. The New Testament is not coming into the new earth. It's just not. It's going to get washed away with this old earth. It's all going to get washed away because it's all flesh. It's all flesh. The New Testament is flesh. Flesh, flesh, flesh. Physical, physical, physical. Flesh, flesh, flesh. No flesh should inherit the new kingdom. Okay? I tried to warn her and I tried to tell her. But you know what? She has a beautiful daughter. A beautiful, 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 beautiful daughter. And you want to know what? Deuteronomy 28 to 18 says the fruit of your womb will be cursed. I feel sorry for her. And I feel sorry for her and her daughter's souls. Because guess what? Once this earth washes away, okay, and the flesh is gone, her daughter's soul and her soul is not going to go to a very, very nice place. If you lived your life separated from the high almighty, guess what? Your soul is going to be separated, okay, from the high almighty. And if you reject knowledge like she did earlier today, he will reject her, okay? So listen, she's up for judgment. Deleting my comment should have been the last of her worries. She's up for judgment, just like the rest of the infidels. All the infidels are all under judgment. The flesh, physical body is under judgment, okay? But listen, the rapture is the transition from this flesh right here into your newborn body, okay? Your soul and your spirit. That's what the rapture is, okay? She's not going to make it. She's not going to get raptured. None of them Christians that sit in the Negro Black Baptist Church, none of them are going to get raptured. None of them. And it's going to be a sad, sad payday. And guess what? Their pep pastor is going to tell them at the end. And guess what? It's going to be too late. It's going to be too late. You know, I was watching this movie called The Rapture, and way before the pastor, the other Dr. Elton T. Bird, and his wife got sick and was dying and all that, he showed the whole church that movie, okay? And I've been watching that movie ever since, because that movie have a deep, deep meaning, and it showed how many Christians will be left behind. They are not ready. They are physical and carnal minded, and they are focusing on things of this world. They're focusing on cars, money, bills, house, jobs, worrying about BBLs and just filth of this world. They worrying about the devil's world, which is perishing. This world is about to be over. When you look at the chain of events that's going on, with the fake terror wars and all this other stuff, that's just another way to bring in the Great Tribulation. The Great Tribulation and all that. These internets and these phones and all that ain't going to be working. They're going to shut the whole thing down. Okay? They're going to shut the whole thing down. And it's just so sad, because they're playing, instead of them being the church, they're playing the church. They're playing church, sitting up in there. And it's sad, because they sat there and spent their whole lives underneath that pimp pastor, just to be condemned straight to the outer darkness, because that's where they're going, outer darkness. Outer darkness is a separation from God's kingdom, okay? Outer darkness. That's not a place that you want your soul to be. And their kids is going right along with them. Right along with them. I keep trying to tell them, stop putting a name on him. Stop calling him Jesus. Okay? And this thing been going on for centuries and generations. My great-grandmother passed it on down to my grandmother. My grandmother passed it on down to my mom. And my mom passed it on down to me. I'm the only one with some kind of sense that had to try to break this yoke and break this cycle, because it is sickening. Jesus is no longer in the physical body. He's no longer flesh. He's a spiritual deity. Okay? This is a difference. That's a difference between the New Testament. All right? The New Testament is flesh. They looking for a physical being named Jesus that been transformed. He's no longer in the flesh. And neither does he even remember anything in the flesh. All right? Because once you transform over, you don't remember that stuff. You don't remember anything in the physical world. All right? And even the Messiah, I'm going to call him the Messiah. Even the Messiah said his father. He said his father. These people gave him a name, gave him a birth date, celebrating his resurrection and all these pagan holidays and all this stuff. She got to pay for that. Tavania Ross going to have to pay for that. So she can get an attitude with me all she wants to. But guess what, sweetie? Getting the attitude with me is not going to exclude the fact that you're up for judgment. That's it. You were offered salvation and you rejected it. Sometimes you got to when somebody comes to you, let me just say this. God is not going to come to you. However, he will send somebody to you, right? So if he sends somebody to you, you got to be open enough to listen to what they're saying, because they could be possibly trying to save your soul from condemnation. But anywho, listen. Amos 8-12. And they shall wander from sea to sea, and from north even to the east. They shall run to and fro to seek the word of the Lord, but they will not find it. Once all these phones and the internet shut down, these people are going to run for cover. They're going to run for cover, and guess what? They will not find the truth, because when the truth was there, they didn't care about the truth. Genesis 6:3 said, "Then the Lord said, my spirit will not contend with humans forever, for they are mortal. Their days will be 120. Okay? So listen, time is winding down. Time is winding down for this flesh, this physical body is winding down. They're not ready. They're not ready. They're not going to be ready. It's too late for them. And the damage is done so bad that it can't be undone. They so focused on a physical being named Jesus. He no longer exists in physical form. They don't understand that. You got to pick your heart and your soul up. You to worship him in spirit and in truth. She's not walking in truth. She's focusing on things of this world. Just like the rest of the Christians. They all preach that fake prosperity of money and materialism. That's garbage. That don't have anything to do with your soul. All right? But I'm about to get off this. Just a little something on my mind. It's over for these Christians. Quatera Span, all of them. It's over for them. Their pastor ain't going to tell them the truth, because their pastor don't even have salvation. The pastor is worrying about getting paid. It's a religion. Religion. You know what? Dr. Umar said it best. Dr. Umar said, don't mix religion with God. Religion is religion. God is God. Don't confuse or mix religion with God. Anywho, I'm about to get off this. This Miss Jaco looking into your world, seeing things that you don't want to see. Hey, listen, it's a wrap. It's a wrap. Anywho, I'm out here. I'm out.